So y'all's program today is the web of life, or the food web, and what that means is the animals you're going to see today each hit a different category, like carnivore, herbivore, omnivore, and decomposer. They all interact with each other in a different way within that food web. So the food chain, it's not singular, straight line, insect, plant, insect, bird, bigger bird, the end. Each portion of that food web has billions of different ways other animals interact with it. So for instance, say like a mouse. A mouse eats a bunch of different plants, seeds, and then it will get eaten by a bunch of different animals as well. So with the food web actually starts with something that's very important, the sun. So humans and other animals aren't able to convert the sun's energy into energy that we can use. We can make vitamins like vitamin D, but that's not going to help us go about our day and give us energy to go to school or go to work, to the grocery store, different things. We're not going to get energy from it. But there are plants and bacteria. Those are going to be the producers. They are able to convert the sun's energy through photosynthesis into usable energy that other animals can use. So that's why we're able to, when you eat a salad, you feel full, you have energy, because those plants are giving you energy. And then after the producers, you have the primary consumers. So those are going to be your herbivores, things like deer, goats, bison, fruit bats, different animals that eat primarily fruits and vegetables, leaves, flowers. And then sometimes there's some omnivores. After the primary consumers, there's going to be the secondary consumers. Those are going to be your bigger omnivores, like the bear. Those guys, not a true carnivore. If you've ever gotten a chance to look at their teeth, they have the sharp canines like we do, or like tigers do, but they also have nice flat molars for all of those berries and leaves that they're going to eat, fattening up for winter. And then you're also going to have those big carnivores, so things like owls and tigers. They're going to eat those herbivores and smaller omnivores, use that energy so they can keep going about their day. And then once they're done, everything eventually dies. So we also have the decomposers, or your scavengers. These are the guys that finish out that food web. They're going to, kind of gross, but they're going to eat on those dead bodies. And when they use the bathroom, that poop is plant food. So it starts the process all over again. So it's a big web, sometimes a circle, but everything is connected one way or another. So we are actually going to start with the carnivores and work our way down to a tiny little decomposer. So our first guy is one y'all might have seen here. They are native to Louisiana. Oh, I know. This is something you might have seen at nighttime, but they do occasionally come out during the day. Step, both feet, 1, 2, good boy. All right, I know. So this is Shakespeare. He is a barred owl, and they get that name barred from these bars on their chest. So nice and easy. These guys, like I said, native to Louisiana. We have them throughout the state. If you've ever heard an owl call, like, "Who cooks for you?" Hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo. That's these guys. And if you notice, he has a very sharp beak. You might not be able to get he has a lot of fluff. Oh, what you see? But that beak is perfect for ripping apart small mammals, small birds, anything. They are a carnivore, so they do eat meat. Anything that they can catch, they will try to eat. And these talons as well help them catch their food. So as you can see, they're very, very sharp. We do trim them on occasion. And these really sharp talons, besides helping them catch their food, it will also, when they're babies or when they're chicks, that helps them if they ever hop out of the nest and they're not quite ready, they can't quite fly yet, they're able to use those sharp talons to climb back up into the tree, into their nest. So these guys, they are cavity nesters, and what that means is they like holes in trees. They like dead trees. They're not really a big nest builder. And what else? Like I said, they are a carnivore. Mice, they'll eat crawfish, small birds, small snakes, anything that they can catch. And they have really, really good eyesight. So you could put an owl on one side of the football field and a newspaper on the other. They would be able to see everything on that newspaper. Turn the lights out, light a candle. They would still be able to see everything on that newspaper. Blow that candle out and put a mouse on the other side of the football field. They would be able to hear it moving around. So really good eyesight and that really good hearing helps them with hunting their food. Barred owls down here don't have an issue with snow, but there are some up north because these guys are not migratory. They stay wherever they're at for their entire life. So ones up in Canada, they need to still hunt during the middle of winter. So they're able to hear those mice, those squirrels, whatever prey animal they're listening for, they can actually hear it underneath 6 feet of snow. So that's really helpful to have that because you can't really see through snow. These guys also have another way that helps them with hunting. So their feathers are actually feathered. So they're designed a little bit differently. They're really, really soft compared to other birds. So when they fly, you cannot hear them. And that helps them because they're not super, super fast. Oh, I know. They're pretty slow flyers. So up to about 40 miles per hour is about as fast as they can go. So they rely on those quiet feathers to help them be stealthy ninjas to catch their food. So these guys, really cool. If you've noticed, Shakespeare is missing one of his eyes, and that's because, you're not gonna look at the camera? It's okay. He was in an accident. Unfortunately, a lot of bird of prey are, and that's because humans, we're not super clean, unfortunately. Litter happens sometimes on purpose, sometimes on accident. That litter attracts things like mice and rats, which these guys like to eat. So they don't have good peripheral vision and they can't move their eyes within their eye socket. So this is from a great horned owl. It is a fake skull, but as you can see, they have really, really round eye sockets. And because of that, they can't move their eyeball within that eye socket. So if they have to look at something, they can't just like move your eyes just like we can. They have to go, they turn their entire head to be able to look at something. They are not able to turn their head completely around though. So a lot of kids think that they can go 3/4 of the way. So here, all the way to here, but not a full circle. And they're able to do that because they have 14 neck bones. Humans only have 7, so that's why they're so flexible. And yeah, so that is Shakespeare. Our next animal will be the omnivore. So they eat a little bit of everything. Oh, I gotcha. Step, step, you got it. Good boy. So our omnivore is from South America. Good morning. Let's see, I got We don't need this hay. So this is Max. He is a 3-banded armadillo. So 1, 2, 3, super easy. These guys are from South America, specifically Brazil and the dry Chacos area, which is kind of like our Great Plains, but down in South America. And these guys, like I said, are omnivores. So they actually have really flat teeth. And they use those for eating a bunch of different bugs and then leafy greens and fruits and stuff like that. So they don't really have sharp canines like other omnivores. They don't really rely on that. They're not going to be eating something too big, but they nice flat teeth. These guys, they are actually immune to fire ant venom. So that's one of the things that they eat in the wild. Fun fact. We did not have fire ants here in the United States until about the 70s. They are actually from South America. So our armadillos are not able to, they'll eat them, but once they start biting on them, it hurts them like it hurts us. So that's why our armadillos do not eat fire ants. These guys, no problems whatsoever. They can have them all over them, biting them, and it does not even faze them. And similar to anteaters, they do have a slightly longer tongue, not super long, but it is a little bit longer and sticky, and that helps them to get all of those ants and termites. I know. Now, if you notice, Max here does have really long nails, and those are for digging into rotten trees to get to those primates. Are you a little chilly? You're okay. And you can see he has really big ears, and that helps because armadillos have really bad eyesight. So they see blurry black and white. So having those big ears helps them find the different bugs that they're walking around or that are underground or in dead trees. They can hear those bugs moving around. These guys are also, I know, will you do it for me? The only armadillo species that can roll into a ball. He might not do it for me. Come on, no. Okay. So that is a defense mechanism, and what they would do is their head would be one way, their tail would be the other, and they would leave a tiny little gap on the side if a jaguar or a dog, anything was sniffing around a human. They would be able to snap shut really fast and either, I know, pinch that animal or startle it enough to where they're like, I don't know if I want to try to eat you. So that's a defense mechanism. They also have this shell. So it sounds a little bit hard. It's kind of like a turtle shell, but not quite. And that also helps keep them safe. Now you might notice he does have a lot of hair on his underside. That actually acts like whiskers. So since their eyesight is so poor, they're able to sense what they're walking over. If they happen to miss a bug, they're able to sense that as they're walking. All right. Oh, and one other fun fact is if he would let go of, can I have my hand back? There we go. I got it. This head plate right here is just like our fingerprint. So each armadillo has a different head plate pattern. So when they're doing population studies in the wild, they're actually able to tell who is who based off of this head plate. So yeah, good job, Max. I know, you just want to get down and run around. And they have 2 modes, sleeping and full blast. Give me my hand. Okay, so our next animal is going to be our fruit bat. I will have to step off to grab him, but I will be right back. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put him on here. Here, step. You got it. Step forward. There you go, both feet. You're being difficult. Come on, son. Come on, son. It's okay. There you go. You got it. You got it. You got it. Hey. You're okay. I know. You okay? Don't go up. Okay, he's good now. So Reggie here and a lot of other fruit bats don't use echolocation. So there's two types of bats. We have the micros and the megas. So the micros are going to be those that you see outside your house at nighttime. They eat a lot of bugs. What you doing? And those guys are the ones that use echolocation. Reggie here and other fruit bats, they don't. It's kind of like our appendix in that the pieces are there to do it. They just no longer use it anymore. They use eyesight and smell to find their food. You can't come back to me. You need to stay over there. These guys, or fruit bats in general, are really important natural seed dispersers. They don't generally stay at a tree. You need to go back. They don't generally stay at the fruit tree where they get the fruit from. That makes it easier for bigger predators to come and catch them. So what they do is they'll land on a tree, grab a piece of fruit, and then fly off and eat it somewheres. And by doing that, they're taking those seeds in sometimes a mile away, sometimes 10 miles away. So it helps with natural seed dispersion. They do have very sharp teeth. You okay, my son? And that's because fruit out in the wild is not chopped up in nice, easy to eat pieces. So they have these nice sharp teeth that they're able to break through whatever fruit skin that they're trying to eat. And then these back teeth here make it really easy, just like our molars, to eat and chew the rest of their food. Most of the other fruit bat species have these nice big canines. You're doing fine. I might go ahead and put him up. This was his first time, so y'all are the first ones to be able to see him. Good job. All right, you ready? Step. I know, you are taking a huge step, silly. No bites. There you go. I got you. Good boy. Now you're happy? So I am also his girlfriend sometimes. But as y'all can see, he has a nice long tongue, you might be able to see. Sometimes with fruit, they don't need to just chomp into it. They're able to just lick off the skin. And they do have, not all species have an exposed thumb, but that's what that is. It is a thumb. You want to turn around? I know. You're just being cute, huh? But yeah, this is his first time, and he is doing very, very well. These guys are not the biggest bat species. Their wingspan gets to be about 5 feet. The biggest ever is the Malaysian golden capped fruit bat, and their wingspan is just shy of 6 feet. So these guys still pretty big. And that wing is really just, it's a thin skin membrane. And then they have bones just like our fingers that are in there as well. So our last animal is the decomposer, and this is going to be a lot of different bugs. So this guy, who is stuffing his face right now, is a Madagascar hissing cockroach. Let's see. These guys we do not have here, native to the island of Madagascar. We do have our own set of roaches, obviously. Many people have seen them. And they are going to eat a lot of decaying plant matter, dead bodies, stuff like that. So when they eat those different things, what comes out at the end, so their poop, is actually really full of nutrients for different plants. So they are able to return what started out as a plant all the way back to more plants. So they finish that. Good gracious. What are you doing? So they are able to finish that entire food web. They are the last portion of it. These guys are actually, they taste with their toes. I do have a little bit of applesauce on my hand, so he's tasting that a little bit. Males and females do look different with this particular species. Males, if he stays, have these horns right here. Females do not. So with this particular species, it is really easy to tell the males and females apart. Not all roaches are that easy. And then these guys also, besides being decomposers, they double as a food source. They are a prey animal. So they are eaten, this particular type, by tenrecs, which also live in Madagascar. So they function as a little bit of both, and they round out the food web. So that is our last animal for today. I hope y'all enjoyed it and learned a little bit and realized that the food web, it is a web. Just think of a spider web with all of the different connectors and the round pieces. It is not one singular line. And we hope to see y'all here at the zoo or in person soon. Bye.